Hey, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I want to begin by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to all you fellow laborers out there who diligently continue to labor in his work in all true faith and in sincerity. Yeah, so I just want to get into a quick lesson dealing with, all right, the reason why a lot of these guys fall out of the truth, and mainly is because they don't continue in the doctrine which they was learned, all right? They become disenchanted for whatever reason, all right? Simply because they become bored, all right, and looking for, things outside the doctrine, more exciting things that they try to merit with the scriptures, which basically means they're unfaithful, all right? When you read Revelation, the 14th chapter, tells you about these are they who follow the Lamb whithersoever he go, all right? And you guys who look outside of this doctrine is pretty much unfaithful, all right? That's why the Heavenly Father compared Israel in the book of Hosea to an unfaithful wife. Because when you read Isaiah, the 3rd chapter, it gives you the characteristics of an unfaithful wife. And one of the main things that jump out is, a whore has one-ton eyes, all right? And when you go into that word one-ton, it means undisciplined, all right? If you were a whore, she's going to be looking at every other guy that passed by. And that's the same with you guys who come into this truth and begin to look outside the doctrine, all right? Seeking out things that you have not been taught, all right? Now, this is the book of St. John, chapter 15, and starting at verse 4. Abide in me, and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself, except it abide in the vine, no more can ye, except ye abide in me. Yeah, that's right. That's dealing with the scriptures, all right? Which is Yahweh Shai, pursuing the Psalms 40th chapter and the 7th verse, all right? Lo, I come in the volume of the book. So you are to abide in these scriptures, all right? Verse 5, I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abide in me, and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit. For without me, ye can do nothing. That's right. So if you try to go outside of this doctrine, you're going to come, everything you do is going to come to naught. And we see that, all right, with a lot of these guys who try to break off from the source, that lifeline, and they wither away, all right? And the penalty for not abiding in this truth is pretty much you're going to be put to death, all right? And as we read on, you're going to see it, all right? If a man abide not in me, he is cast forth as a branch and is withered. And men gather them and cast them into the fire, and they are burned. Yes, so you see, it's grave repercussions that come along with not abiding in this truth, man. All right? This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 21, and verse 16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. Yeah, and that what happened with a lot of these guys, all right? They wandered out of the way of understanding simply because they didn't continue in the doctrine or the things that they was taught, all right? Let's look up this word wandering, all right? Wandereth.
Strong's H8582. Ta'ah.
Yeah, it says to err, wander, go astray, stagger. Yeah. And you see it says again to err. And that's what happens when you wander out of the things that you was taught, you err. And we have seen it, all right? For example, the guys who got all into the flat earth doctrine, all right? A couple of years back, those men was going into the tribe of Dan. Hey, that's wandering out of the way of understanding, which causes you to stagger or err, man. All right? It said to wander about, that's the physical fence of intoxication, of sin ethically, wandering of the mind. Yeah, and that's a heavy definition right there, wandering of the mind. And that what happens with an unfaithful wife, man. All right? Because that was sin starts at in the mind, all right? Before anything happens, even if you are, you into architecture, you finna build a building, it all sparked from a thought, all right? And that will happen with you guys, all right? You go to wondering in your mind about certain things instead of standing in the things that you was taught, all right? Not saying that the Heavenly Father can't open up things to you, but even with that, is a certain order. You run it by other brothers, all right? Whether it's your camp head, and there's a lot of times, I know, speaking in my case, things that the apostles never really went into, or I have seen them go into, and I get a certain understanding from the scriptures. And before I really bring it out, I just sit on it, all right? But the Spirit have it where the apostles will go right into it to confirm that the Heavenly Father actually opened it up to you. So you can't be in that spirit, all right? It says wondering of the mind, all right? It says to be made to wonder about, to be made to stagger. Yeah, drunkard, which means you're not stable, man, all right? When you, draw back from the things you was learned, you're going to become as a drunkard. You're not going to be stable, all right? You're supposed to be steadfast in this truth, all right? And guys that go into other doctrines, they become the stagger. It says to be led astray. Yeah, and when you really go into it, it's the Most High that leads you away, man, all right? Pursuing the Proverbs 20 and 24. To cause to wonder about, all right? To cause to wonder, to cause to err. Mislead mentally and morally. Yeah, this is a heavy definition, all right? All right, you guys are misled by your own thoughts, all right, of your mind. You going outside of the doctrine, which basically makes you unfaithful, because you should always be focusing in on what Yahweh Shai taught, man, all right? Because the thing is, a lot of guys, like I said, they become disenchanted, all right, or bored with the little knowledge. They feel like, well, I want to bring out some heavy breakdown, when in reality, the things that you know is pretty much good enough to suffice you, man, all right? Just knowing the foundation scriptures, as we call them, all right? Matter of fact, hold up. Salaki, 1 second, Akim. Let me get this Parker for real quick. Yeah, this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 3, and starting at verse 21. Seek not out the things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength. Yeah, and usually the things that are too hard for you are things outside this doctrine. Like I mentioned before, the flat earth thing, all right, the tribe of Dan. Guys get into all type of, astrology, trying to be deep. But that's seeking out things that's above your strength. Verse 22, but where is commanded thee, think thereupon with reverence, for it is not needful for thee to see with thine eyes the things that are in secret. Verse 23, and the point, be not curious in unnecessary matters, for more things are showed unto thee than men understand. Yeah, so just by you knowing that you're an Israelite, all right, so-called white man, the devil, all right, and the fate concerning America is going to be destroyed. Hey, guess what? Although it might seem light, if you measuring it up to, let's just say, Apostle Taha, you damn right is light, all right, or your camp heads, but in reality, it's deep, man. It's supreme knowledge in opposed of the average guy who don't know this truth, all right, the things you know. Let me read this again. It says, Sirach 3 and 23, be not curious in unnecessary matters, for more things are shown unto thee than men understand. So the little things it actually dwarfs the understanding of these proclaimed scholars out here, man. All right? So continue in the doctrine, man. All right? Don't seek out things too hard for you, or don't become a harlot, man, or unfaithful, because that's all you're doing when you go into other things outside of these scriptures, man. All right? That will lead to your sure destruction, all right? Now, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 29, and verse 29. The secret things belong unto the Lord our power, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law. That's right. So it's certain things that is not for us to know, all right? But the things that the Lord chose us to know, which is supreme knowledge, hey, just hold fast to that, all right? You ain't got to be some deep guy, man. Continue in the things that you was taught, all right? Till the next time I say, shalom.